my name is Steve Moses. I actually live in a little small rural town called Bluffdale, Texas. But we do most of our teaching right around Granbury, Texas, which is a little bit west of Fort Worth, Texas. And then the majority of it is in the Dallas area. Use the Dallas Pistol Club quite a bit, but we also travel frequently, both in-state and out of state to teach classes. So we've been doing this. My partner and I have been doing this together now for 32 years. And so we kind of have our program. What we're mostly known for is church security development. Both my partner and I, we were in leadership positions on a mega church security team for 7 years that also had 3 satellite campuses, which kind of dovetailed with all the training that we had done before that. We've probably trained collectively 3,000 or 4,000 hours, under some of the best instructors under the United States, probably hundreds of classes by now. Both my partner, Alan McBee, and myself, and Alan will be there with me. We're certified Rangemaster instructors. We've got multiple instructor certifications, all of which we believe helps us make us better teachers, not necessarily experts in those fields, but something that we bring that, kind of improves our lesson plan and that has value for the students. And then we do some of the more traditional stuff, such as defensive handgun, defensive carbine, defensive shotgun, OC less lethal, and some other disciplines, something like that. It all started back in 1980 when my wife and I, we were in a 1-bedroom apartment at the time. We had a burglar armed with a large flathead screwdriver break into our little 1-bedroom apartment at 3 a.m. in the morning. And I knew that he was doing this kind of stuff. And so I had gone out just a few days before and purchased a Rigor Security 6-inch 357 Magnum revolver, took it out to one of our farms, shot it at a tire rim. Okay, that works, went right through it. And then brought it home, made a plan. If somebody comes in here, I'll grab that gun. It happened the very next night. I caught him at gunpoint. I actually went into a completely black room with him, didn't know where he was, but I could smell him. He stepped in front of a window, was backlit. I aimed my gun at him. I ordered him to, get down on the ground, and I held him until the police came and arrested him. And after I thought about it later and talked to some of my friends, I realized that there wasn't a single thing that I had done tactically correct during that encounter, and I could have easily been killed. So I made a vow to myself at my very first opportunity that I was going to get some professional defensive handgun training. Well, this was in 1980, and at that time, everything that we knew about training in guns came from magazines, and the only option was Gun Sight out in Prescott, Arizona. Well, I couldn't afford to do that. So I just kind of bided my time. I eventually ended up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. In 1993, I ran across a school that had brochures at various local gun shops called the Texas Pistol Academy. I took my first class, then I took my next class, and then I took my next class. And just due to kind of a crazy set of circumstances, I ended up being an assistant instructor and then eventually a lead instructor at the Texas Pistol Academy. And from there, I just became totally obsessed with it. And my obsession has not weakened any, in the last 32 years. And so that's kind of where I've got my start. And it's actually worked out very well for me. The thing that keeps me passionate in part is my age. And the reason I say that is that both my partner and I, he's in his middle 60s, I'm in my early 70s. We know that we have, only a certain amount of time to get some of this information that we have accumulated over the years out to other people. Now, it may sound like that's kind of a manic thing to, believe, but we kind of believe that certain people have something to offer, and we think that we do. And so we're very, very interested in doing that. And basically what we want to do is we want to be a force multiplier. That's one of the reasons we were teaching and still teach church security team leader classes. We want to send out other people that can disseminate that information. I am the founder of the Tactical Anatomy Summit, and my objective there when I hooked up with Andy Anderson and Chuck Haggard and eventually Shane Kerwin was to do that same thing. And so right now, while we still have something to give, we want to be able to get out there and do it. Well, my class is a defensive class. It's not a competition shooting class. It's not a recreation shooting class. We are talking about using a handgun in a worst case option, and that it is a very, very serious matter. By the same token, we don't take ourselves seriously. We like to have fun. We want all of our students to have fun. But sometimes we need you to understand that when we say, okay, we need to fix that, or we need to basically maybe speed you up a little bit, not necessarily here, or we maybe need to work on your marksmanship, not necessarily here. We're not taking you to task, but we have an understanding how deadly force incidents take place. And women are not going to get a break because they're females. They're going to be as aggressed on just as hard, if not harder, than males. And so when we say, hey, we think maybe you might want to work on this, which there's no shame in that. I do this all the time where I find myself like, I'm a little bit wanting in this particular class in my ability to finish where I was. Okay, now I knew where that hole was. And guess what? I know what I didn't know, and now I can fix it. And we want to leave our students with that. Well, one of the things that I really see in the Girl and a Gun Conference and the Girl and a Gun organization overall is, man, this is a large community of kindred spirits, and they support each other. They are open-minded. They understand that in a defensive sense, they're basically at a disadvantage over even a teenage boy. Men are just genetically stronger, meaner, more aggressive, and more ruthless than women. And they understand that probably the best thing they can do, if avoidance, deterrence, de-escalation, disengagement, none of these are options, is to defend themselves. And basically what that's going to take in most instances is the ability and the possession to use a firearm. Well, first of all, is nobody is judging you. We welcome people. We welcome new gun owners all the time. The more of us, the stronger, the better we are. And this is especially true in the Girl and a Gun organization. And so there is a plethora of outstanding trainers offering instruction in different disciplines. It's always amazes me, the scope of the instructors there. And I'm always like, oh my gosh, I get to walk around with some of these men and women. So one of the things, we want you to have a good time, but eventually our objective is going to be is that you leave not only more competent, but more confident, and make plans to come the next year and the next year, et cetera. Well, what we have tried to do is take our 32 years of experience, the classes we've taken, our experience in law enforcement, executive protection, dignitary protection, church security, team development and leadership, and even extensive martial arts background, and packaged it into a short duration block of instruction in which all of our students leave with some sort of epiphany. If they don't, it's not going to be because we didn't try to make that happen. Well, again, my name is Steve Moses. You can find me on Facebook. I friend people all the time. I am the customer support representative, the primary customer support representative for the Firearm Trainers Association. And I'm also a content contributor for CCW Safe. We have a website, ptgtrainingllc.com. And if people just want to reach out to me at Steve_Moses at msn.com, I'll respond to you.